What is going on, my Cardano friends? It's your friend Jack here, and in today's video we're going to be covering the latest Sundaeswap news in terms of a second ISO or a reverse ISO where delegates will be able to earn even more Sundae rewards after this initial ISO. First though, I want to cover a smaller piece of news from Sundaeswap, and that is that they just passed $100 million in total value locked. So Sundaeswap is doing pretty good. It has a lot of the dominance in total value locked, and right now it appears to be the biggest DEX on the platform. That being said, I want to cover today the ISO, and I'm first going to tell you how you can benefit from the ISO, how you can get Sundae rewards, and then I also want to go over some nuanced versions of how this affects the Cardano network and the decentralized state of it, from my opinion, as someone who's very biased from the Sundaeswap side of things, because yes, my pool is going to be benefiting from this. So to start things off, you may or may not know, but Sundaeswap right now has an ISO going where you can stake with these pools on their list, and you can earn Sundae token plus your ADA. You will have to claim this, but you do earn their native DEX token, which right now is worth a hefty penny, and it did peak close to 1 ADA per token. Now it's back down to much more of a smaller fraction. That being said, it is worth money, and you can get rewards on top of your ADA with staking with these pools right now, and you will be able to do so with even more pools coming up, and that's what I want to cover in today's video about Sundaeswap's reverse ISO proposal. Another warning here, I am going to be benefiting from this, so please, when we get later to the video, when I talk about decentralization and all that, keep this in mind. Okay, so what do you need to know as someone who wants to earn Sundae tokens as well as ADA? They want to participate in both the ISOs. Well, right now, I have a video on how to participate in the current ISO, and the last deadline is coming up to get in the last round in 1 day. So after this deadline of February 14th, at 4:45, you will not be able to stake for the first normal ISO for Sundae. After that, there will be a bit of time, and to get down to the details really quickly, basically extra 30 million Sundae tokens from the Sundaeswap team are going to be allocated and delivered to delegators who delegate to any single pool operator that received at least one vote in the initial ISO and Scooper selection vote. The reverse ISO will commence in the snapshot taken on February 24th and run for 5 epochs until March 21st. A list of qualifying stake pools will be made available on the Sundaeswap website in advance of the launch. To be eligible to receive rewards from Sundaeswap's reverse ISO, simply delegate to an eligible stake pool operator, whether it be Jack Pool or whether it be one of the other ones on the list when we get that list, and stay delegated for the full 5 epochs between February 24th and March 21st. Then after that, you can move your stake to wherever you may wish, whether it be another ISPO or just another single stake pool that you really like. And I do have some great suggestions for you. If you're looking for them, I'll put them at the end of the video. Now, to claim these, it's the same as the current ISO. You will be able to use their own faucet if you wait some time and pay a much smaller fee, or you can pay a couple ADA and you can go over to use drip drops to claim your Sundae tokens ahead of time. And then you could probably, provide liquidity with them or do things that you might want to do with them if you are going to need them ASAP. I'll leave this article down in the description so you can read the whole thing and get a grasp from their approach and what they're doing here. And I'm also going to make sure this is very prevalent in the top of the description, the vote. Do you actually want to do this? Right now, after I voted, it was 80% yes and about 20% other. So with all that being said, that's pretty much the ISO side of things. You are going to be able to stake to different pools other than the ones that were put into the first ISO to earn less Sundae rewards, but still Sundae rewards on top of ADA rewards. Sundaeswap is also putting together more initiatives for decentralizing the Cardano network, and this is going to start with running a program to delegate all of the ADA locked, or some of that TVL we talked about reaching 100 million, in an escrow contract on the Sundaeswap DEX to smaller stake pool operators. And this is likely going to start with people who receive votes in the ISO. That's my guess, but this could expand other ways. And I am really liking this approach of them trying to put more ADA into smaller pools to help increase the decentralization of Cardano. Okay, now you know about the ISO, and now we can talk about everyone's kind of views on this. There's a lot of mixed views on this, whether this is good or bad for Cardano, and you're probably gonna have to form your own opinion on this because it's never black and white. The way I see it, as someone who benefits from this greatly, I do see the issue here. I see that all of Sundaeswap's ISO pools that are going to be in the second round have been KYC'd, and if there was ever an easier way to, target a group, it would be through this method of huge, identification KYC, and that's not perfect, but I do think what Sundaeswap is doing since the vote has shown that they do care about these smaller stake pools, and they do care about the overall decentralization of Cardano. That being said, this is only for people who wanted to KYC and basically stake pools that did want to or participated in the voting. And if you didn't, then you just don't benefit. And right now, as it stands, you won't be getting any more stake. And that kind of amount of ADA that is sitting in all these other pools will go to other single stake pool operators, but it won't go as far. The Sundaeswap ISO had over 7 billion ADA delegated to the pools within them on that period of time when the ISO began to where we are now. And this did take our Nakamoto coefficient, which is used to measure decentralization, from a score of 25 to 22, the higher being the better. So we went down 3 points. I'm hoping with this ISO here, the decentralization of Cardano will get back to 25 and maybe push it back up past that, as I know a lot of people have taken their ADA off exchanges to come for the Sundaeswap ISO, which is really good. But overall, the decentralization since the ISO is down, and it would be really nice to see that number go back up, and the effect of people choosing where they delegate to really matter a lot more. I'm going to leave this whole article down in the description so you can read it for yourself. But if you don't want to stake with Jackpool, if you don't care about the ISO, or maybe after the ISO, if you want to go stake with a really good single pool, I would highly recommend Smogpool, okay? They only have 12 million ADA delegated, and if you ever use Pool PM, they're the creators of Pool PM. I use this tool every single day, probably 10 to 30 times a day. So Smogpool, I don't know how they only have 12 million ADA delegated to them, but I hope that Sundaeswap puts them in some sort of priority to get delegation, because if Pool PM went down, I don't know what I would do. It would just be an absolute mess. On top of Smog, you can also go ahead and see this link down in the description to adapools.org/group/solo-14, and you're going to see all of these single pools that are able to stake with. Another really good one that is a developer of Nami Wallet is the Berry Stake Pool. So if you're looking to support the developers, Berry Stake Pool is another one, but you can also go down here and for yourself as a delegator in the system, find a single pool that you enjoy their mission. Maybe they donate to charity. Maybe they make videos in their mom's basement. Whatever it may be, you can go and look for yourself and find a pool that is reliably minting blocks. These numbers over here are the amount of blocks they're minting. Or you can just click on them and see, okay, they have returns that are pretty average. Around 4% is good. And you can stake with them, leave your ADA there, or stake with multiple stake pools by splitting up your wallets if you really want to make your ADA go the distance in helping decentralize the network. At the end of the day, it is going to be up to you and me and us to choose where ADA goes. So if you're going to be participating in staking, I really do admire that you look around and see if this stake pool is participating in good practices. And if that stake pool is a single stake pool, then you are going to be helping the decentralization by splitting up the block power between different entities and making it even more decentralized, bumping up that Nakamoto efficient. And that's what I would say in the most nuanced way possible, because obviously there is technicalities here, but that is all I'm going to say for today on the decentralization and on Sundaeswap. One last thing before we go, I want to mention that if you want a PFP like mine that looks black and white and really goofy, you can do so now as we have a frick click that I'm forming. And you can come to the Discord of Stick Fricks, my project, and if you have 10 OG Stick Fricks, you can ask for a request and I will draw you kind of whatever you want in this format. So if you have a reference image, if you have an NFT, I can make it into an NFT and you can be initiated into the click. Here are some examples of that if you're interested. And anyways, that's it for the video today. I hope you guys have a great freaking day and I'll see you later, alligator.